You ever feel a sadness so deep it's like a physical place you're just stuck in? Well, today we're diving into this incredible, nearly 3,000-year-old poem that lays out what is, surprisingly, a step-by-step psychological strategy for dealing with exactly that kind of despair. So let's see how this ancient voice can actually speak to us today. Right away, the author throws us into the deep end with this line. It's so raw, so real. This isn't just being sad, right? This is a whole other state of being, a place where comfort itself is impossible, where any offer of help just feels like it bounces right off you. This is our starting point. So, we start the journey in this place the author calls a voice in the dark, and it's exactly what it sounds like, a feeling of being completely submerged in the sense of abandonment. The speaker feels totally alone, completely swamped by his emotions, like he's been cut off from everybody and everything, even from the idea of hope itself. And look, this isn't some vague, fuzzy feeling. He gets specific. This is a full body experience. His soul actively pushes away comfort. Even the thought of God, which you'd think would be a relief, just brings on moaning. His spirit feels weak, he physically can't sleep, and the anxiety is so bad he is literally silenced by it. It's a total system meltdown. Now, from that absolute rock bottom, the pain starts to change. It's not just an emotional thing anymore. It grows into this intellectual and spiritual crisis. He goes from just feeling the pain to questioning the very bedrock of his reality. And the first question just hits you like a ton of bricks. It's all about permanence. Is this feeling? Is this it? Is this forever? It's that deep down fear that the good times, that feeling of being okay, isn't just on pause, but that it's gone for good. I mean, what's more terrifying than that? And the questions just keep coming, and they get more intense. Now he's basically attacking God's character. Has mercy itself, this core, fundamental thing, just run out? Has the main promise that his entire belief system is built on, has it actually failed? The doubt is getting so much deeper. And right here, this is the bottom, the absolute pit. The author is wondering if God has literally forgotten how to be good, or even worse, if he's consciously, angrily just turned off the compassion. The questions have spiraled from, am I alone? All the way down to, is goodness itself a lie? You just can't get much lower than this. But then, right at this point of total collapse, something amazing happens. He makes a choice. And this is the hinge that the entire poem swings on. The turnaround isn't some passive mood swing. It is an active, deliberate decision to change what his mind is focusing on. It all starts with this simple but incredibly powerful statement. He names his pain. This is my affliction. He's not denying it. He's not pretending it isn't real. He is owning it, looking it right in the eye. But, and this is the key, he refuses to let it be the only thing that's real. And this just shows the whole pivot perfectly. You can see it here. He consciously decides to stop staring inward at his own personal suffering and to start looking outward at this whole history of God's actions. It's like he's shifting his mental camera from a super tight close-up on his pain to a massive, wide-angle shot of a much, much bigger story. And here it is, the decision, just laid out plain and simple. I will remember. You can almost hear him saying it through gritted teeth. It's an act of defiance against his own feelings. His soul might refuse comfort, but his mind is choosing to do something else. See, this isn't about feeling better, it's about thinking differently. All right, so he's made the choice. Now he puts it into practice. He starts to deliberately pull up this epic story from his people's past, a story about impossible odds, incredible power, and in the end, total deliverance. And notice how he starts this. This is so important. He doesn't begin by trying to feel grateful or hopeful. No, he starts by stating a fact, like a creed. You are the God who works wonders. He's anchoring his mind to something solid and external before he even gets into the details. And once he has that anchor, the story just explodes in his mind. It starts with the main point. You redeemed your people. Then the reaction of the cosmos itself. The sea saw you and it trembled in fear. The elements go wild, thunder echoes, lightning splits the sky and lights up the whole world. And then comes the impossible part. Your path, your escape route, went right through the sea where a path should not exist. And the result of all this, you led your people through all that chaos to safety, gently, like a shepherd leading his flock. He's literally replaying a blockbuster movie in his head, remembering a time when things looked absolutely hopeless, but rescue came in a way that was spectacular and undeniable. So, what's the point of all this? What does this huge mental effort actually accomplish? Well, this is where the strategy pays off. This is what provides a path out of that dark place he started in. This right here is the secret sauce. We have a modern word for what the author is doing. It's called recontextualization. He's taking his personal, intense suffering and deliberately placing it against this massive backdrop, this huge story of power and rescue. And this is the most crucial point of all. The author doesn't end the poem by saying, "And now I'm happy." The pain, the affliction, it's probably still there. But by remembering this epic story, his personal suffering is no longer the biggest thing in his world. It's been dwarfed. Its power to define his reality has been broken by a bigger story. And so that leaves us with this really powerful question. This ancient text is telling us that a way through despair isn't to fight it or deny it, but to intentionally remember a bigger story that puts our struggle in perspective. So whether it's a story from history, or your family, or your faith, or even just your own life, when your soul refuses to be comforted, what is the bigger story that you remember?